Joining me now to discuss this further is Ontario Transportation Minister Prabmeet Sakaria. Minister, thanks a lot for joining us. First off, just your response to Councillor Santos.
Well, look, I think, from day one on the speed camera program, it's actually showed that day after day, or week after week, month after month, irrespective of where the city issued or put these cameras, the number of tickets kept increasing. I've seen countless examples. If we look outside of the city of Brampton, including the city of Brampton, but look at the city of Toronto, they've got a camera that's issuing every year almost up to 70,000 tickets. And it continues to increase every single year that those cameras are in operation. So our approach has been, the same from day one. Proactive measures versus reactive. Getting a ticket 3 weeks in the mail after your speeding offense occurs is not the most effective way to slow down individuals. What we need to do is put traffic calming measures in place, especially in those school zones, which limit the speed of an individual that is driving going through that zone.
Did you account for or expect speeding to increase, at least in the first, short period after this?
Well, look, what we always expect is, as other municipalities and other jurisdictions have the traffic calming measures in place, we want the same 37 municipalities that had this program to follow what the other 400 plus municipalities were doing, which was traffic calming measures that support real proactive measures against individuals being able to speed in these zones. That comes an example, a speed bump. You can still go through a camera if it was active today or 2 weeks ago at over 150 kilometers per hour, and you get a ticket in the mail 3 weeks later. If we have effective traffic calming measures in place and a speed bump in place, that individual it would be physically impossible for them to go at such a high speed across the school zone. And that's what we really got to focus on, our safety in a school zone, and reduce speed, not 3 weeks after, but the day it occurs.
Minister, we got to talk about those signs because Councillor Santos says they're a little bit too large.
Well, look, we've given the information on the signs over a month ago, and I understand that some cities are having an issue with installing a sign, which is shocking because they've had the information on the sign well over a month. We actually offered to install these signs for the municipality. So I'm a bit surprised that it's, there's, whether it's the city of Brampton councillors or others, can't figure out how to put a sign into the ground. I think that's a bit silly, but we need to focus our attention on really ensuring that, these signs go up over a month in advance, that we've briefed their officials, we've briefed many of their teams on the signs, what the size was going to be. We free of cost provided them. We offered to install these signs. So I think we got to put the theatrics away here, but really focus on the next step, which is putting in effective traffic calming measures moving forward. We've also fronted over $42 million of the $210 million fund already to each of the municipalities that have been impacted and that used municipal speed cameras. And we continue to work with them to release the remainder of that fund to get those measures in place.
Yeah, I did ask if they were, consulted regarding the signs. She didn't, answer right away. There was a little bit of hesitation. What did you hear from them about these signs? And also the other speed calming measures, the speed bumps, the roundabouts. What's the status of those?
Yeah, look, we had great talks. Our engineers at the Ministry of Transportation were working with officials, whether it was the city of Brampton, the city of Toronto, the city of Ottawa. We laid out in a letter in mid-October what the dimensions of those plans were going to be. When we made the announcement, the Premier, myself, and other members, we had those signs on display. So ample warning was given to these councillors. So I find it a bit surprising that they're having a struggle to install these signs, especially when we offered to install these signs as well. We paid for the signs and we offered to pay for the installation as well. So I think that, ultimately it shouldn't take too many people to figure out how to install that sign, but we're still working with the municipalities. That being said,
Okay,
we've
Minister,
also fronted 20% of the $210 million to municipalities impacted.
okay, apologies. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. You were going out. How do you want to end this? What are your final words here?
Look, my final words is we're happy to work with the municipalities as we have been over the last 2 months. So we've got the fund in place. There's $42 million that have already been advanced to the municipalities to implement more traffic calming measures. The remainder of that is going to be dispersed as the cities present to us the plans that they have to introduce real traffic calming measures. And ultimately, it comes down to in these zones, let's ensure that nobody can speed past a school zone, as community safety zone at high speeds. Let's put the physical infrastructure in place that keeps our kids safe, that keeps our kids and communities safe. That is the most effective measure at reducing speeds in these really important zones.
Okay, Ontario Transportation Minister Prabmeet Sakaria, thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.